Did you just get a shiny brand new camera and you want to start making videos? Here is a crash course on videography. There are 3 things you have to keep in mind for you to start making amazing videos. And those 3 things are what make up the exposure triangle: your ISO, your aperture, and your shutter speed. Starting with the ISO. ISO measures the sensitivity of your camera sensor to light, meaning the higher the value of your ISO, the brighter your image is going to be, but the more grainy your video is going to be. So when you want to start making your video, the first rule is to set your ISO to the lowest value your camera can go, because generally at that ISO, your image is going to be clean and crisp. Secondly, aperture. Aperture is basically the measure of how wide your lens can open to let in more light, or how close it can be to let in less light, and it's typically measured in f-stops. So if your lens has an f1.2 aperture, for example, it means it can open very wide to let in more light and at the same time give you a more blurry background, which is called shallow depth of field. So second rule is, when you are shooting your video, you want to open your lens's aperture as wide as possible so that you get a more cinematic feel with a shallow depth of field. And the third factor is your shutter speed. Your shutter speed is most influenced by your chosen frame rate. So the third rule and the rule of thumb there is that whatever frame rate you choose, your shutter speed has to be double that. So if you are shooting a video at 25 frames per second, because that's the standard in Nigeria, your shutter speed has to be double of that, which is 1/50th of a second. Or if you are shooting a video at a higher frame rate, 60 and above, because you want slow motion, then your shutter speed has to be double of whatever that frame rate is. And if you're a baller and your camera has shutter angles, what you just need to do is go into your settings, set your shutter angle to 180 degrees, and whatever frame rate you choose, just leave that 180 degrees. The camera will automatically set it and you will be good to go. So if you're able to balance the 3 factors, ISO, aperture, and shutter speed, and get a properly exposed image, then you are ready to start creating amazing videos.